Okay, so there's a few things there. When we started the company, and there was really only two of us, well, ended up being three, but the CEO and me, Brad, who's the founder of the company, and myself, we were looking at ways that authentically whiskey was not only stored, but was carried and used during Prohibition times. So that was part of it. So we had all of these images of black and white kind of turn of the century images of people with taking their big jugs of whiskey that they made and putting them in oil cans because they would hide them from the police. So in those times, Prohibition, it was all about whiskey running and hiding from the police and putting it in whatever vessel you could that would keep the whiskey hidden. And it was all about subterfuge. So what we did was we tried to emulate that, but Stillhouse is all about the old and the new. So it's a juxtaposition. So we're always about the new too. So, but we did it authentically. So whiskey is stored now, even before barreling, after barreling, in stainless steel, and other spirits are too, because it preserves the taste and it keeps it, exactly to that standard. So stainless steel is a big thing in spirits, but no one's ever made a package out of stainless steel before because no one's ever figured out how to do it. So we figured out how to do it without a coating. There's a patent pending process that we use so that it's like a crimping process that doesn't require any welding or any on the seal of the actual can itself. We call it a can, not a bottle. So the Stillhouse can has a proprietary way of being made, and that's how it's completely differentiated. So there's nothing else like it out there. So it's stainless steel, it's shiny and high polished chrome on the top and the bottom, and then the middle of it's red, and we own that color red too. We developed that color, so it's a Pantone red that we created with Pantone. It's Stillhouse red, it's only our red, there's no other red. I have an idea that I want to do in the future where I make a spray paint color that's the same red and give it to artists to give them a new color for their, for their crayon box, a new color for their spray paint. Because artists are always looking for new colors, right? So we want to give them a color they don't already have. So I'm going to figure that out. I haven't quite worked it out yet, but that's an idea I have. So anyway, getting back to Stillhouse packaging, it's that looks like a oil can that you would have used during Prohibition times, but high polished stainless steel. So juxtaposed, kind of old and new, but form and function. And that's why we do it that way, yeah.
Your marketing on Instagram is beautiful and has an old Americana Route 66.5 meets young rebellious edge. How does this relate to your demographic?
So our demographic is legal drinking age, so say 21 to 34. So we try to speak really to that audience, and it's all different kinds of races, color, creed, ethnicity, sexual orientation, heritage. We try to be something for all people, just so long as we try to resonate with what's cool and, what at least we think to be our vibe, so to speak. So that's not only that look of the Americana, but we actually don't even say Americana as part of our Stillhouse lexicon. We talk about it's American, and it's because Americana can kind of bring up memories or visuals of, it's could kind of be a little old and nostalgic. We're definitely future forward, but at the same time American to the core, and then also, obviously the color red, the Stillhouse red, is a big through line in our social and our Instagram, and it relates to who we're trying to get in front of. And then, the basic idea is this irreverence. We're always about the irreverence and the disruption and fuck you and all that. We're always about that. So where our Instagram is trying to, we play by our own rules. We do things that are different from any other spirits company. Just our package alone that I was talking about before, you can see that. So our Instagram, our social, our Twitter, our Facebook, whatever is Snapchat, we try to emulate that, and that, I think that's our audience too, because they share the same kind of attitude. We highlight a lot of different influencers and entrepreneurs and creators on our Instagram and our social as well. Art is a big part of it. That's why this music festival is perfect for us, because it's a real nice combo of music, art, culture, which is what we try to put forward as a brand. Those are our brand pillars. So the idea of having irreverence, disruption, fuck you, artists, creators, people who are doing things their own way, that's all part of the whole look and feel and the ethos of the brand. So
how does this add or reflect your brand's mission statement?
So our brand's mission statement right now, and it's always evolving, is disruption at every turn. So we try to be disruptive wherever we can. That means if you see a spirits company, especially a whiskey company, and they're in a glass bottle and they do certain things a certain way, we strive to do stuff a completely different way. So we're always trying to, if I see something done away from a marketing side, that we're doing something and it looks like something that you could insert another company or another spirit brand there, then I don't do it. I go completely another direction. I try to go the opposite of that direction wherever I can. So that's the idea. We're trying to be completely disruptive, different, differentiated, distinctive.
It really relates to today's generation, I believe, too, where we're kind of losing out on that. I feel like a lot of the brands that are already out there, they've been around for a long time.
Yeah, well, we're a really, really, really new brand, and that's a hard place to be as a spirits company, because
especially nowadays.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially nowadays, and especially since the brands that we're competing with are 200-300 years old. I mean, how old is Jack Daniels? I'm not saying that they're our direct competitor, and they do a lot of cool stuff, don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying there's spirits brands that are out there that have all this heritage, and we're new and completely different. So we're trying to resonate exactly with our audience, and I feel like the audience and the demo that we're trying to go after is about letting their individuality shine and taking new, different, completely distinct ways to live and make money and work, but it's all about an individuality. It's in a world of social influence, in a world of art and culture, in a world that's crazy right now, and people that we're speaking to are forging their own path. They're doing it their own way. They're getting to that place, and they're very, very successful at it, but they're doing it different from how even I'm a little older, so my generation or my parents' generation did it. You know what I mean? So
is your shared creative vision what started your collaboration with working with 3 Points?
Yeah, it's that and our focus on music. We're all about music and music festivals, but music festivals are hard to be a part of as a early stage company. But our company, we're very much built on music. It's to the core, everything that we do. So when we're working with 3 Points, it wasn't just about aligning with a cool music festival. It was about aligning with a music festival that shares our values, that's really, really diverse, multi-format, different kinds of music and art are present. You know, you see it here. It's amazing what they've created, and we try to be in those kinds of environments, those kinds of, if it's a music festival, those kinds of festivals. So some music festivals have become a little formulaic. There's a lot of them that are popping up. They're, you know, not necessarily always, I think, about the music itself, but more about how can we create something that's profitable. And 3 Points is not only about the music, but they're about the art and the people here as well. And you can tell by everything they do, whether it's how their installations are done, how their brands are activated, how their own branding and even the way they promote people to come and tag everything. I love that about it. So that's why 3 Points. And when we sat down and talked about, I want to do more and more with them. It's also growing like we are. So we're always looking for things that are growing, right? The things that are on the same kind of trajectory as us. It's kind of a hockey stick trajectory that we try to be on, you know? I don't know if we're there yet, but I feel like 3 Points is, or 3 Points is getting there. You know, the Gorillas is a huge, huge, huge act to be headlining a music festival that especially in this area, it's so up and coming and young and new and like hasn't been around for that long, and then but so real, and the Gorillas are so real, and that performance they did last night was amazing. It was amazing. So I mean, and then there's some of the other artists that are here from, you know, Thundercat, Danny Brown, Skepta.
A lot of up and coming,
or up and coming, or just people that are just musically talented,
and they're like ongoing,
and they're beating to their own drum and the whole thing.
Rocking it.
Yeah.
With your title as Senior Director of Marketing, one would assume you spend all day in the office. Do you have any interesting stories from on the road or promotional events?
Yeah, I mean, I spend a lot of time in the office because I work hard and I work a lot and I'm passionate about it, but I spend almost every week or weekend also on the road. I really like to go to different cities and see how different markets work and how different people interact with Stillhouse in different ways, or just how you have to market to different people in different cities, and drawing a value from a city or experience. I mean, we've done amazing things on the road. I've had a ton of great experiences, whether it's been this music festival, 3 Points, or being on the road and we did this pop-up speakeasy in New Orleans with G-Eazy, and it was amazing. And we worked with him at his favorite place he's ever performed, that he performed more than any other place in the country, in New Orleans, a place called Republic, to create a moment and a speakeasy that was called Gerald's Speakeasy, that was really, really resonating with him, but with Stillhouse. And it was during Tales of the Cocktail, which is a big spirits event, but we weren't in the event, nor were we wanted to be in the event. People, they were trying to get us to cancel our activation at the same time. So we were almost in the spirit of who we are, doing this rebellious thing. And the event that we did, we created, this was at a music venue that people have gone to, people in New Orleans know, but we created a completely different entrance. It was where you normally go into this venue downstairs, you went upstairs. It was we turned this whole venue on its head, and we also there was a barber shop, there was a coffee shop, there was New Orleans jazz band, and then it all flipped and became all about hip hop. So, and G-Eazy performing, and so we created this very, very cool modern speakeasy, and I want to do more of those with Gerald. But the idea there was like, that was a great, crazy experience. I loved it. One of the most fun things I've ever produced. And then we do amazing giant tailgates. And sometimes we do stuff with, sports, because the whole thing about where you can bring glass and where you can bring metal, Stillhouse goes everywhere, but things that are made out of glass can't always go places because people are afraid they're going to break or whatever. So you see these at football stadiums and people tailgating where they have these signs posted with like a picture of a bottle with that line through it, and we can be there. So we're doing that stuff all the time, and so that's fun. We've done fun stuff like that. We've done a lot of great stuff. I'm really, really excited and blessed to be a part of a brand that lets us kind of, or encourages us, or I don't know how to say it, because we're marketing the brand, but the brand lends itself, I guess, to like doing amazing, really, really cool things, and people love it. And that's the other thing. People like really, really, when they drink Stillhouse, it's crazy to see people just love it. The reaction you get is amazing, and people drink and drink and drink it. It's crazy. So that's great. We make great cocktails, and it's a lot of fun stuff. So there's a lot of great experiences, but the one that pops out in my mind right now is that pop-up speakeasy we did in New Orleans.
That's such a cool place to be.
Yeah, it was really, really cool.
Especially for drinking.
Yeah, and we actually did another cool thing recently that was kind of different. We went to Oakland, and we went into like a big liquor store chain that exists on the West Coast called Bevmo, and we had G-Eazy come in, show up, and like 800 of his fans lined the block and waited for 4 or 5 hours to like meet him, and he signed 300 Stillhouse cans on the spot, and every fan that was in line, he gave them a can. He went through and talked to every single one of them, took a picture, signed their album, whatever they had.
That's really important.
Yeah, so it was cool to see that and to be a part of that too, and do an event at a liquor store, which is also at a liquor store. We brought in DJs, we brought speakers outside. Like, we did stuff that you don't normally do. They made us they made us turn some of the speakers off. We do stuff, like we push those limits, so we try to do that all the time.
Or like in a nice manner.
Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah.
How's it like working with your boss G-Eazy, and how are your collaborations? Is there anything people may not know about him?
Yeah, I mean, what's really resonated to me with him, with G, what's caught me is how genuine a person he is. For real, like completely himself 100% of the time, and so genuine, and just really a nice person. Plus he works like nuts. So it's interesting because I've worked with a lot of recording artists and musicians of all different levels, to see someone who's got that hustle so strong and is like allergic to not working. And then the stuff he's doing is incredible, and the music is just amazing, and he doesn't stop making it, and it just keeps getting better and better. So like, to work with him, I'm inspired by him. Like he's him. He's himself. Either you call him G-Eazy or Gerald. He's that person 100% of the time, and it's never an act, and it's never something. I don't think it would be possible for him to do something that wasn't completely authentic. So it's amazing to work with someone like that. And Stillhouse is that way. I strive to be that way. Brad, who's our founder and CEO, is completely that way, and we're all of us very, 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 very passionate. I hope you can tell by the way I'm talking that we're passionate about just what we do, about life, about the brand, about doing cool stuff all the time. So G's that way too. So now we align forces, and we get to like have his amplification on everything.
Yeah.
So he just shines this light on everything. It's like, and he takes what we're doing and just blows it up more. So that's amazing. So like, he's not here, I'm just not performing at this music festival, But at the same time, he was on Fuse Network yesterday or 2 days ago making a Stillhouse drink, and then he was,
If he's not here, his presence is still here.
Yeah, exactly. And so, that's kind of he's not here, but he would love, he would be here. He would love to be here and just chill here and drink Stillhouse and hang out and see the music and feel the art and feel the vibe of this place. So, look, it's cool to work with someone like that. It really is. It really is.
So, do you guys have anything new planned in the works?
Yeah, we have a lot of new stuff. So, right now, very, very soon, we're in the process of a limited time only release of a brand new flavor called Spiced Cherry, and it tastes like
So you've tasted it?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's about to be launched, so we had to taste it and make sure it's right. We've got and we fine tune everything. It tastes like cherry Coke almost, or like Dr. Pepper, but in whiskey form. And then the spiced cherry and Coke is out of this world good. It's so good. It's
I
really,
can taste it on my mouth
it's
right
really,
now.
really tasty. Yeah, it's got this vanilla aftertaste, stuff like that. And then we have some exciting stuff that I'll circle back with you about in 2018 that's coming out. One thing that's really, really exciting, and G-Eazy's got a tour that we're going to be a part of. So from a marketing standpoint, that's really, really cool. And I think he's going to end up probably by the end of the year doing 2 tours.
So you guys sell when he's on tour, at the venues as well?
Well, we haven't yet because he hasn't been on tour yet since we partnered with him. But everywhere that we can that he's doing something, we try to integrate with it. So if that means selling at a venue where he's performing, absolutely. If we can. There's a lot of laws and legal stuff with whiskey, and big companies pay a lot of money to be at certain venues and stuff like that. And we're small and scrappy and don't have those kind of budgets all the time. But yes, we're going to be doing stuff integrated with his tour all across the country. And we're not in every state yet either, so some places that he's going to be touring, we may not be in that state. We hope to be. We aspire to be in 2018. We're growing really quick, but we're not everywhere yet.
That kind of goes along with this next question. What distributors are you partnered with that sell Stillhouse whiskey?
So the main distributor that we're with throughout the country is Southern Wine and Spirits, and they have to use partner is a good word there. They have been truly a partner to us. It's amazing. They've supported us. They've helped our brand grow. They've given us, advice and creative direction, and they help us get into stores. And then, so Southern is our distributor in most states that we're in. In certain states where they're called franchise states.
Yeah.
Southern doesn't always distribute in every state. So like in Georgia, we're with a distributor called Empire. In New Jersey, we're a distributor called Allied. In Massachusetts, we're with a distributor called Horizon Beverage. In Wisconsin, we're with a distributor called, Badger. And then in Tennessee, we're with a distributor called Lipman Brothers. And they distribute Jack Daniels also. So we're in good company, and we're with great distributors all throughout the country. Southern happens to be our anchor, but all the other distributors I just mentioned are also all great in their own way, and they're helpful to us, and they're kings in their states. But Southern Wine and Spirits, and it's really now Southern Glazers Wine and Spirits, because Southern merged with Glazers, which means they have even more coverage. So Southern Glazers Wine and Spirits is our big anchor distributor and partner.
Okay, last question.
Yeah.
What's your favorite cocktail using Stillhouse?
My favorite cocktail, period, is a Manhattan. I drink Manhattans like it's my job, and it is my job. No, but seriously, I love Manhattans. If a place doesn't have Stillhouse there, I drink a Manhattan with a high proof rye. And a lot of whiskey drinkers are very particular about classic whiskey cocktails like Manhattans. And we'll only drink them with rye, or maybe we'll only drink them with bourbon. So for us, we do Stillhouse with Manhattans with either our original, but the one I love right now is a spiced cherry Manhattan. It's out of this world. It's so good. It makes an amazing Manhattan. That's another thing I love about it. So that's my number one right now. I would say the Manhattan or the spiced cherry Manhattan.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.